So in this video, I'm going to summarize how best to use the official practice exams for your GMAT preparation journey. So the first place you want to start with is the official starter kit. This comes with 2 free exams. They're called exams 1 and 2. And so early on when you're starting your preparation, first make sure you have familiarized yourself with all the different question types. And then you can either choose to take one of the exams cold, but just recognize that you're not going to do as well because when you take the GMAT exam early on, most students don't do as well because the unfamiliarity and just the general difficulty of something new. So this is definitely the best place to start. It has 2 exams, as I said earlier, and each one can be taken twice. So you actually have a total of 4 practice exams. And the way you want to do this is you take the exam 1 first, then take exam 2, come back and reset exam 1, and then you can take exam 1 again, and then you reset exam 2, and then you take that. So you'll have a total of 4 attempts, and you will not get any overlaps in any of the questions here because the way they have designed the test. So for 4 attempts, you will all the questions will be new and the scores would be representative. Now, if you go back and reset it again for the second time and take for the third time, either one of these, you will get significant overlaps. And the reason for that is, I can explain that to you. For example, if you just look at the quant reasoning section, which has 21 Qs, I've looked at the database of questions that these 2 tests are pulling from, and my estimate is that it has around maybe 105 to 110 questions in it. So clearly, when you're taking it 4 times, that 84 questions, and then after that, you will just start to see overlaps because this is obviously distributed across different difficulty levels. So just recognize that 4 is the most you can do as far as these free tests are concerned. And once you've used those, you have the paid products. And again, these are available at mba.com, and I'll include the links in the description. And you do have to pay for these tests separately. And again, you'll have the exam 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And again, each one of these, exam 3, for example, can be taken twice, and 4 can be taken twice. So you have a total of 4 practice tests just from the 3 and 4, and another 4 here. So if you look at it, you have a total of 12 total practice exams. That's a lot. I don't know how many students will need more than 12 exams. So that's a lot. And again, here, when you're taking these tests, take exam 3, then take exam 4, then reset exam 3, then attempt it again, and then do the same thing with exam 4. And you will see no overlap. I've done this with all of these tests, and I've checked to make sure that there are no overlaps. So in summary, you're going to have 12 practice exams. That's a lot. As we know, with the exam time is 2 hours, 15 minutes, 45 minutes for each of these 3 sections. Plus, once you take the exam, you're going to go back and review the ones you got right and wrong. So add maybe an hour, 45 minutes to that. That's about 4 hours. And if you have to take 12 exams in total, that's 48 or about 50 hours. That's a lot. And so for this reason, I would say just focus on these official practice exams. The question types, the difficulty level is very close to the real exam, and this is the best source. So please don't practice with any other practice exams because your time is far too valuable. And as you note here, that's about 50 hours of time commitment. I don't know how many students have that to do all 12 of these tests. So also, you want to space these tests out in your preparation. You can start with the free one in the beginning to kind of just get an idea, but don't try to save all these tests towards the end, because what happens is that students find out that the real GMAT, or the types of questions you'll see in the exam, the style is very different. And so you want to get used to that along your preparation, and that will also help you to kind of recalibrate your preparation or to learn some of the concepts. So these tests are really good reminders of what the real exam is going to be. And the other tip that I'm going to give you is that make sure you take these tests in places other than home, and that's just to add to the stress. Maybe you can go to a library or a quiet place, so that you're getting closer to the real exam conditions. Because when you're at the real test center, the stress level is much higher than if you were to do these tests in the comfort of your home. And try to do them all in one sitting. Take the breaks, whatever the time limits they give you, 10 minutes between the sections. But try to stick as close to the format of the real exam as possible, meaning don't pause the exam and then come back and take the remaining the next day. So just remember that you have 12, that's a lot. Space them, if you're doing it over 3 months, just take 4 every month. That's like one a week, which is a lot. So depending on the pace at which you're preparing, just space them out, but just recognize that these tests are going to be the closest to the real exam. Sure, there will be some variability from test to test, but the scores will normalize that difference in difficulty, and that will also happen in the exam. So you don't know exactly. The real exam could be slightly harder or slightly easier. The distribution of questions could be different, the topics. So all that is a variable, and that's always been part of the GMAT official exams. So this is what my recommendation is, that to solely practice with these official exams. Yes, these cost money, but I think it's well worth it. You should spend the money and get these tests, assuming you need all 12. If you don't need all 12, maybe 8 is enough. But if you want, certainly, taking all 12 will definitely be helpful. So that's what my recommendation is.